So, hi. So, hi. So there's stuff happening in my life again, which is really cool. And I have to kind of pick to be responsible. I had this dream, and even though I didn't like that, the meaning definitely was telling me to pick up my shit and be responsible and do stuff I don't want to do, like work harder. I know now that I have to do it. Like this time, it's like he hunts me down as soon as I record. And I honestly, I don't dig it. He doesn't know what he wants. Okay, ready? I'm gonna let him in here. And I'm not even gonna get distracted by him this time because he's actually frustrating me right now. So I just kind of felt like messy in my own headspace and kind of chaotic for a little bit. So, I'm trying to just do the little things that I used to do, which are like really dumb, but like make my bed, read, write a little, stretch more. Cause like, oh, I know this is horrible, but I've become such a phone addict unintentionally. Like, I don't even know what the frick I'm doing on it, but I'm always on it. You know what I mean? So, like, I kind of need some space, and I have to, like, really pull myself out of it whenever I'm alone because, like, what else am I gonna do except, browse the internet? But I go through phases where, like, I get really heavily into it, and then where I, like, delete every social media for a while. Like, I don't know. It's a very weird relationship I have with, um, not really social media, just like my phone usage. Like sometimes I am really extreme and sometimes I can really cut off for a while. Like in the summer, I do really good at cutting off because like I could just go do other stuff, In the winter, it kind of caves you in. And then like by the end of the winter, I'm like, holy shit, I can't take it. But anyway, so I realized that last month, because happy April. I hadn't read a single book, and I usually read around like at least two. So I set a goal of like finish a book, and like in the books that I'm currently reading, which I've started doing this thing. I used to only read one book until it was done. And I've started doing this thing where I just kind of read based on my mood, which is what a lot of people do whenever they read. And I thought it'd be too complicated for me to remember all these plot lines. But I actually really prefer it because, sometimes I'm not in the mood for certain things and then I don't end up reading for a really long time. So I'm learning how to like adapt with my goals. And anyways, I read two books yesterday instead of one. They were both very short. There was one that was called The Metamorphosis. It was about a man who wakes up and he turns into a bug. And, I know it sounds weird, but basically, like it's just an absurdism book, and like you watch as his family kind of just distances themselves from him out of fear and like what the frick happened to you, dog? And then you watch, and he used to be like the main provider, and like so you watch what all he cares about was like going to work, and then how he just kind of slowly falls into the state of like, I guess I'm a bug, and then he just like dies, and like he just isolates himself. It's pretty sad actually, but it was a weird book. I didn't expect to read that. And then the next one was this one book called Don't Believe Everything You Think. And it was kind of like a self-help book. And I know some people don't like them, but I kind of do like self-help books because the author's just talking to you. It kind of feels like I'm reading a YouTube video. It was only like 15 chapters, so it was really short. I feel like it would have been perfect if it was in the newspaper back in the days whenever men would like drink their coffee and read the news, like the newspaper. This would be such a good one because it was mostly just about, not clearing your thoughts, just thinking less, which it just went through a huge thing about how thinking is the root of like all problems and all suffering for humans. But thoughts are good and we should observe our thoughts, but we shouldn't think too deeply into them. And I really appreciated that message because I've been needing to meditate a lot more. Just like I can feel that that's what I need. So I used to be one of those people who's like, oh no, like, I can't turn off my brain. Like I just, I'll try. But for 30 minutes, I'm going to be sitting there thinking. But I listened to this thing by like this person on Spotify called Techno. It was like with Alan Watts. And he's just like talking about how you should observe your thoughts like they're clouds in the sky, or and you should label them if you feel comfortable, or just you shouldn't try to shut them off. You should just try to always bring yourself back to your breath, not every single time. Just see which thoughts are worth going into, and that book really aligned with that. So it's like very interesting because and it also had a lot of cool parts. It had people wrote some mean things about it on Goodreads, but I thought it was good. It had some good parts about like some teachings from like monks and samurais and some little stories, and it was just really good. I really appreciated it. And it had little quotes in between that were just like banger, you know, it was really good. So I'm actually really happy I ended up reading those 2 books because I don't know, it just proves to me that, like, you know, even if like you go a whole month not accomplishing a goal, there's still time even on the last day. You know, but I've just been trying to, you know, like really come back to myself because I get so lost sometimes in my head, and meditation really helps with that, especially since it's like you could do it anywhere. It's just breath work and just about, okay, so none of this is real technically. Like it is, but it's all just like perception, and like it doesn't hold the weight that we sometimes give it. You know, our reactions are more important most of the time than how we feel. So our reactions can really change the whole, what's the word? Whole whatever, right? Like if we react more positively, the situation itself becomes more positive. My piggy bank is just like out. Because like whenever I get coins, like from money, whenever I actually have cash, which is like never, but whenever I do, and I get like change back, I either give it to like whatever's there, like a tip jar. That's so shitty. I just like give them my issue, but they get money. Or I give it to like a donation thingy, you could say. Or if I end up with it, like they give it back to me and I like take it home, I just stick it in this guy. Oh my god, that was such a dumb rant. It wasn't recording me for that whole time. I have no idea what I talked about when I didn't. It's probably good that we missed out on whatever footage that was, though. I'm not sad about it. I can't believe they. Okay, no, never mind. I'm not even gonna go there. Never mind. There's too many believers and things. Also, low key, if I was in the era of the believer, I probably would have been it. But I was a Selena Gomez fan, so I kind of was like, I don't really like Jelena. I like Selena. Anyways, okay, I'm sorry. Goodbye.